everybody can figure out what's being said here right now. No, there is no last thing right now. We're going to go to break, and then we're gonna come back.
Yes.
She should look that way because she got lambasted up and down this whole. I mean, look at, you could tell this one. She's probably like, oh my God, please, it's not so bad, girl. I did see that too. These two, they're like, Going to move to invest more in voucher systems and education savings plans. And I personally, one of the things I agree on is I think school choice is important. I think that the money should follow the student. We also need to pay teachers more. We also need to have a GI Bill for teachers, but I don't think your wealth, your zip code should determine your outcome. We talk on the show all the time about education's the great equalizer. If you Right, she's right. Let me stop her right there. She's absolutely right. The thing about this clip, though, is that, number one, you're going to see two dynamics. Democrats hate hearing about voucher system. They cope so hard and make all kinds of excuses for a personal choice for families, right? Because, again, not everybody would have to do the voucher system, right? Okay, but here's the other thing. Alyssa has been more boisterous lately. And kudos to her, although I do still think that she's a little on the weak side because I personally feel like, you know, why did you wait this long to be this person, right? But whatever. And they don't really like it on this panel. And you're going to see her and Sunny fight. It is, I feel like behind the scenes, this is actually real tension. You have a 4-year degree, you live 9 years longer in this country. That starts at pre-K. That starts in elementary
but everybody
school.
doesn't go to college. Everybody
I agree.
Not,
I don't think they need to. But I don't think we should make kids be victims of schools that are falling behind. And if she moves that direction, I'm willing to see if that works.
Well, just to get in here real quickly, as I'm listening, each time I come into work and there's a new headline of who he appointed, I'm like, when is this all going to stop? Because I'm so tired of having to read in to every damn department that he has to name someone for, because it's just, I can't be alone in thinking that we need a break from all of this because we don't know what these people are going to do yet. Like, they haven't even started. We don't know if they'll be if they'll get through Senate approval. We don't know if they're. So I'm going to not gloom and doom yet. I'm also in eat your popcorn mode. But I do disagree on her policy because I'm someone that's really big on the robust public schools, and it's just a policy debate. But I recognize that due to my vote, this is one of the consequences.
But you know, I recognize that. I'm sure your children are not in Philadelphia public schools to see how absolutely horrible they are. I recognize that me and you are probably the same age, and when we were in public school, it was actually school. Now schools don't have to compete for the money. They don't. They just get the money. And they are doing some insane things. The kids are coming out, they're not learning anything except for a bunch of ideology, blasphemous ideology. Right? So, and of course it's not all public schools, but I'm telling you, Philadelphia public schools are a mess. They were actually a mess when I was in them, right? The ones like that are in the hood, obviously my high school wasn't so bad. It still isn't. But these are the type of people who want to talk about this, but they don't have a stake in the game. They don't. You're rich. Shout out to you. You worked hard to get to where you are, so your children should be able to benefit from that. But you don't know what it's like to go to these public schools that get the money. And that they get the money regardless if they're teaching or not.
Again, but I don't think he's going to tear down the Department of Education.
I just want to say
something
about...
He loves the poorly educated. Didn't you hear him? He said that when he was running.
Can I just say something about school choice? Because I think it's really important. You know, when you hear about school choice, it's really connected to the voucher system. And I encourage everybody to read up on that. What happens, the Department of Education is responsible for $18.4 billion that fund high poverty K through 12 schools. Schools where kids are poor. Kids that grew up in neighborhoods like I grew up in the South Bronx projects. $15.5 billion from the Department of Education is used to cover the cost of children with disabilities, children that have dyslexia, children that have other learning needs, that learn differently. And what happens with vouchers, the studies show very clearly that they fund students who are already attending private schools. So people with money get those vouchers, use the vouchers to pay less for their private schools, and their kids go on to do well. Where do you get the money from vouchers? You pull those money from those poor schools, those poor schools.
I don't see it.
Right. No. And I'm going to see, there's her hand. And we're going to get into Alyssa and Sunny because they're about to go in, right? But here's the thing. So you see, that's the coping that Democrats do. I'm so glad that this is a topic that I hope, by the way, guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. I am very grateful to every eye that lands on these videos, right? So, but the thing is, right, I'm glad they're doing this, and I really hope this video skyrockets, and I hope that you guys made it to this far in the video so I can explain to you exactly what Sunny just said. Yes, for every head. Let's just pretend for a second, for every head, you get $5,000 a head to the school. I'm pretending it's way more than that, right? And you know what the kids get in school? They don't get a single thing. They just keep passing them along. You know how I know? Because when I worked in the correction system, jail, I was a correctional nurse, right? I met these kids who graduated from high school. They have their diploma, and they couldn't spell words like headache. Yeah, they couldn't spell words like headache, like toothache, or like even Tylenol. My knee was hurting. It's actually sad because they have to fill out sick call slips, right? And they can't spell. They can't spell, meaning that they didn't learn anything, meaning that you didn't give them a chance, meaning that you didn't care. You just kept passing them along. You got paid for them. Hey, you're getting paid anyway. You passing them along. They're not learning. And then now what are they going to do? They don't have any confidence, right? So they out here in the streets, bang, bang, somebody gets hurt, and then they in jail, and then I got to read and realize that they can't read and can't spell. I'm talking about 20-something-year-olds, okay? Then come back to it. She said something about the children with disabilities and stuff. Oh, you know what other thing they do? Your child's a little too hype. Oh, let's see. Let's get them to see the doctor and get a script. Allegedly. I have to say that because of, liability purposes, okay? I worked in the psych hospitals where adolescents come in and they are on methylene, like, it's Ritalin, but it's called methylene. I don't have the name for it. I'll give it to you at the end. The generic name for it. It's just a bunch of crack that they're giving the kids, and they telling the kids that it's for paying attention, okay? And then you get a bunch of little black kids, yes. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen to white kids either, but I saw more, you know what I mean, where I was working, who can't sit still because they are on the crack. That's what I call it, right? The crack. They're moving around all day, and then now they need a downer to go to bed. This is a bad cycle, and the school, they're the ones who noticed that the child might have a problem sitting down. Maybe they need to see somebody about that. These schools do not deserve the money. They don't. They need to compete. They do. The poor curriculum, the passing along, the medications, everything, all of it, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
Just finished this. So wealthy families are overwhelmingly the recipients of school voucher tax credits. I'm not making this up. This has been studied. In 2020, a 2020 study found that only about half of states with voucher programs require teachers to have a bachelor's degree, require teachers to have training, require teachers to have licensing, require participating private schools.
If I may get in, just to make it a conversation.
But because I have children and because I looked at
I went to public school. I believe you got to go to private schools.
There is zero statistical significance.
You got to go to private schools.
Because nobody can figure out what's being said here right now. No, there is no last thing right now. We're going to go to break, and then we're going to come back.
Yes.
Because you can't, what's happening is no one can hear anything anyone is saying, so everybody has to,
on it so we can talk.
Well,
that goes for you too, my dear.
That's
a word, and she's been talking for 3 minutes.
The whole panel. Well, that goes for you too. Why don't they want kids to get an opportunity? So Sunny's saying that it's only the rich kids or whatever, the wealthy kids that actually get the school vouchers. But maybe because they choose to take the voucher, right? It's a choice. Maybe the other families, they realize that they can't get the kids to the school that they want to get the kid to the school, which is weird to me. I'm not going to lie to you. If I had a child and I was living in a certain kind of neighborhood, I'm going to keep it real with you. If I had a child and I was living in a certain kind of neighborhood, I'd move out that neighborhood. Okay? Yep. But anyway, coming back to it, she went to private school. You don't have children. That's basically what she just told her. I didn't even know Alyssa didn't have kids yet. She should look that way because she got lambasted up and down this whole. I mean, look at, you could tell this one. She's probably like, oh my God, please, it's not so bad, girl. I did see that too. These two, they're like, It has to. This show, I don't want my channel to turn into where all I do is cover Sunny Hostin. But my God, Sunny Hostin's been a problem. She's been a problem. I mean, the whole panel really is, but she's a problem. Let me get the name of that medication for you. There it is. Oh my God, y'all. Sorry. Methylphenidate. Okay, that's what it's called. Methylphenidate. Okay, methylene, right? You say the first four letters yourself. You tell me. Concerta, all of that. These kids, they're on that stuff. You know why? Because they are antsy. They're antsy. They're moving around, but they're kids. And there's not a curriculum to garner their attention. And I'm sure they have something going on at home, right? Medicating them is not going to solve the problem. Then they're up all day, and then now you got to give them something to go to bed. Probably some Depakote. Allegedly, but really, I've actually medicated children on this cocktail. This is the Judy Garland cocktail, and they get it started in these schools. Abolish the Department of Education, absolutely. I don't think it should be a federal thing where they're just putting out whatever. Look, and I'm going to give you something else. They have this new thing coming out about religion in schools and all that. I don't want religion in school. I don't want any kind of religion in school, Satanism, whatever, and I don't want Christianity in schools too. I want schools to teach reading, writing, arithmetic, history the right way. And if you can't do that, then just science and biology the right way. I'll take care of the rest because your Christianity may not be mine. I'm not a Christian Zionist, right? I'm not a Christian Zionist. So I don't want my children thinking that they have to bless Israel in order to be blessed. These are the kind of things they see. I'm very skeptical of all government, no matter what administration it is. But these people, they are just miserable. There's more to come. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.